based on the stunning silence that occurred during that blackout. That is a bit stupid, having flashbacks from 2018 when you clearly know what happens at the end. My God, what's going to happen? He's going to do a show in Sydney in 2 years. Surprise! Fucking spoiler alert! Clearly, I changed my mind about quitting comedy at some point. And that's all right. It's good. It's good to change your mind. I do it all the time. Constantly changing my mind. Changing my opinions. Gotta do it. Gotta change those opinions. Oh, Randy, fucking changey pants over there. Always changing his fucking mind, isn't he?
When was the last time you changed your mind? Sometimes you just gotta try new things. See what happens. For example, I've never done this at this point in the show.
Try new things. Change your opinions. Well, give us an example, Randy. Who said that? All right, I'll give you a fucking example, Sydney. Drugs. Do drugs. My privileged opinion of drug use is that productivity is more important than escapism. And also, I'm wired in such a way that if I even so much as look at a drug, I will be doing speed off a strip club toilet seat within 2 to 3 hours. So my opinion is I should not do drugs. Then I went to Canada. Anytime you walk down the street in any Canadian city, you're constantly getting crop dusted with clouds of delicious smelling marijuana smoke because weed is legal there. So people walk around punching blunts like they're at a fucking folk festival. I was in Quebec City for 2 days and I started following pot smokers down the street like a cartoon character floating towards a pie on a windowsill. So I changed my opinion and decided I should do drugs. Has anybody here actually been to Quebec City? It's a beautiful part of the world, isn't it? Bit confusing. French-speaking Canadians ruled by the Queen of England. Fucking lame. Right? But I was doing shows there and I was like, I'm not going to seek drugs out, but if somebody offers me drugs, I'll definitely take them. And sure enough, after a show one night, I was approached by some youths. Some youths approached me, and they offered me a brownie. They're very fond of edible drugs in that part of the world. The pot brownie, crush cookie, and weed cake, and the wacky tobacco toasted saggy. And these youths offered me a brownie the size of a fucking John Grisham novel. So I said, yes! Thank you, youths. I took it back to my hotel room and I put on some comfortable trousers, put a bit of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard on Spotify. And I haven't done drugs for about 9 years at this point, so I didn't want to go too hard. So I just broke off a tiny corner of this massive brownie and just had a little... Just a little shnubbity shum shum shum. Tiny little... Because I didn't want to go too hard. Then, after like 10 minutes, nothing happened. So I ate the whole thing. Really fast. Like there were cops at the door. I was like, huh? And then I Googled how long it normally takes for a pot brownie to kick in. Does anybody want to share with the class how long it normally takes for pot brownie to kick in? Does anybody know? Yeah, about an hour. I was like, oh, I'm going to die in this hotel room. I started getting my affairs in order, cancelled my subscriptions to Yoga Glow and Chatterbait. I started putting a PowerPoint presentation together for my own funeral service. And then, after like 75 minutes, I realised it was just a fucking brownie. Just a regular old drug-free chocolate brownie, lovingly prepared by the youths of Canada, just to be fucking innocently distributed amongst the tourists. So now, my opinion is, Canadians are fucking idiots. Me again. Hello. Am I your favourite part of the show so far? I'm very cute, aren't I? I'm also massively racist.
Yeah, I'm also massively racist.
Babies, without exception, prefer faces of their own race. It's just how we come out. It's all like that. And if you're sitting there going, my baby's not racist, I'm talking specifically to you and your goddamn racist baby. I suppose up until this point in my life, no one's really given me an alternative to that perspective. Everybody from the church to hey, it's Saturday pretty much reinforces the idea that different means worse, which is probably why I'm also quite homophobic, I think. That one's a real bummer, because I'm actually attracted to some of the boys in my class. I've even fooled around with a couple of them. But it's pretty clear that sort of thing is frowned upon. And I'm also attracted to a couple of the girls, so I think I'm just going to put all of my eggs in that basket for now. Save myself from the inevitable ridicule, you know. I'm still just a little sponge, you know. Sponge. Just taking everything in, spongety, sponge. Forming my little opinions. Oh, spongety, sponge. You know, people say all sorts of things around me, and while I don't expect to be protected from reality, sometimes it'd be good to get an explanation to go along with what I'm witnessing. Words have an impact, you know, and a single word can have a vastly different impact depending on which side of the fence it lands. The word freedom is often used to imprison. The word settlement might mean birthright to an Israeli and unlawful military occupation to a Palestinian. The word gluten might mean limited menu choices for a handful of people and hilarity for the rest of us. I suppose I'll either settle for these inherited belief systems when I'm older, or actually do a bit of compassionate investigation, consider the alternatives. And you know, who knows? You know, it's a lot to think about. It's probably a bit much to be honest.
So much sweet around.
Racist baby. Timing of them is exquisite. It's hard being little, isn't it, baby? No, it's tricky. It's hard. It's a lot of choices to make and a lot of pressure, you know? Spongety sponge. You know, I want to be successful when I grow up. I want to make my parents proud. You know? I want to be happy. I want to be a good person. I want to have a house, a wife, kids. These are things that I'm told make a successful grown-up. I don't want to be one of those adults that has